Next up, we have Kate Batz. She's the Director of FemTech Analytics and Managing Partner of Longevity Capital, a specialized investment fund focused on the longevity industry. You heard from her at the beginning of the webinar, but I'd like to turn it over to her to give us an update on key trends to watch in 2022.
Thank you very much for your introduction, Lena. So first of all, we are delighted to welcome our audience and especially our speakers and moderator. And let me start with a brief introductions before we go into the key trends itself. Because today's webinar is organized by FemTech Analytics. It's a relatively young company because we were formed in June of 2021. However, Deep Knowledge Group, of which FemTech Analytics is part of, is not new in the field of healthcare at all, because we started around 2014. And our focus has always been, in addition to a few others down the road, health span or longevity. So it's living healthier for longer without major age-related diseases. So our group is a consortium of commercial and nonprofit companies. And briefly, we have three key branches. We have the investment branch. Some of you may have heard of Deep Knowledge Ventures. One of our key investments was AI in drug discovery field in silica medicine, which is now a very well-known company. We also have a number of analytical subsidiaries within our group. Again, you may have heard of Asian Analytics Agency, which supported the Deep Knowledge Ventures in making the investment decisions. And also we published a number of open access analytical reports since 2015, all on the topic of longevity. And further, we also have a number of nonprofit collaborations that we have established over the years, including, for instance, establishing an all-party parliamentary group on longevity in UK Parliament. So FemTech Analytics falls into our interests of human health. And previously, we did not have a dedicated subsidiary that would focus on women's health. And we're glad that we were able to finally address it in 2021. So amongst the type of activities we do, in addition to our, free online conferences, we also publish a number of open access analytics, as well as produce some proprietary custom studies and interactive IT platforms. In 2021, we actually managed to produce a number of open access analytical reports, which we invite everyone to download at femtech.health, and our tech team will post the links in our live chat. Some of our reports are actually accompanied by interactive mind maps, which essentially is a mirror image in an interactive way of the underlying report. So before I get into the key trends of 2021 and our projections for 2022, I wanted to start with our definition of femtech, and it's actually not ours. It has been around in similar form since approximately 2014, because we view femtech as software, diagnostics, products, and services that focus on women's health and wellness. For us, we are actually distinguishing 10 subsectors within femtech, including such traditional subsectors as reproductive health and contraception, pregnancy and nursing, menstrual health, menopause care, pelvic and uterine health, mental health, sexual health. And we also include such more general areas such as women's wellness. Here, as a way of example, we can talk about fitness and nutrition specific for women, trackers of health-related data, as well as combined solution to advance women's health. We also, historically, as I mentioned earlier, have been interested in longevity. So as it applies to women, we want to focus on, and we actually outline this sub-segment here as longevity. And here, what we mean by this is detection, monitoring, and treatment of chronic diseases specific to women. And finally, the last subsector is general women's healthcare, such as female-specific cancers, hormonal health, preventive care, testing, and diagnostics. So in terms of the key trends, in our opinion, the key trends that we will see we saw in 2021 and we will continue seeing in 2022 is fertility, such as we see an increased demand in embryo scanning, egg storage, and other forms of assisted reproduction. Also, menopause is achieving traction because previously it was an underrepresented sector, but this is no longer the case, not the least because of the fact that many women globally are approaching menopause. We also see an uptick in wearable devices such as breast pump and pelvic floor exercises devices. Further, we also see tracking apps, be it menstrual cycles, menopause, and the different stages of pregnancy. Also, AI for FemTech is definitely one of the key trends as well, and such subcategories such as diagnostic, sexual, and general healthcare and reproductive health solution play an important role here. Also, we see the gradual growth of FemTech longevity, such as it applies to increasing women's health span. And then last but not least, it's personalization of data, in terms of how it applies to women's health and in-home testing, be it software or other aspects of it. So if we look at key market trends in terms of capitalization, fertility solutions definitely lead the way. So by 2026, this market is projected to double and will reach 41.4 billion. The reasons behind this are various. Number one is that women are deciding to postpone childbearing later in life. If we take Europe, this age is 29.4 years in Europe, as well as women generally having issues with fertility. And the latest technologies that are the most popular here are the projectable winners, such as the IVF, egg freezing, blood-based hormone home tests, as well as saliva home tests for ovulation. Another emerging trend, as I mentioned earlier, is menopause solution, because by 2025, 1 billion women globally will be experiencing menopause. And 93% of menopausal women are interested in non-invasive tech solutions. In terms of latest technologies, here we're seeing a rise in wearables to manage symptoms, symptom tracking apps, telemedicine and digital therapeutics, as well as farm tech for alternative therapy. Another key trend is wearable femtech. And here the smart wearable devices allow females to measure variable biomarkers and body performance, as well as track their monthly cycles, including ovulation and periods, and test urine and breast milk as a way of example. Tracking apps is another one of key trends. It's projected to achieve a market size of 3.9 billion by 2026. And Asia Pacific region is expected to have the world's fastest growth rate in this segment. And last but not least, that I wanted to mention is definitely AI in femtech, because AI can have a profound impact on women's health outcomes, especially if it includes ovarian, breast and cervical cancers, fertility, endometriosis, and polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've mentioned a couple of times already that Deep Knowledge Group, of which FemTech Analytics is part of, always had its focus on human longevity. And we're big believers to also extend this trend into female longevity as well. So briefly, longevity or health span is a period of woman's life that's free of age-related diseases and major age-related functional decline. We all know that women on average live 7% longer than men, but also there are certain health-specific issues that women face and they need to be addressed in order to actually enjoy the health span. Here we are highlighting the importance of biomarkers in femtech, such as it applies to longevity, such as biomarkers of female-specific cancers, biomarkers of general women's health, pregnancy biomarkers, biomarkers of female reproductive health, and fertility biomarkers. If we're talking about longevity company distributions as they apply to FemTech, then North America, I guess, traditionally leads the way, followed by Europe, Asia, and Middle East. In terms of revenue, most of the companies are in the range of 1 million to 10 million. And we have a much more detailed analysis in our open access corresponding report, which I invite you to read because I don't want to go into granular details. And then companies' funding is represented on the slides. Invitae leads the way. And again, for more details, you can refer to the open access interactive mind map and the report that actually delves into this graph. Then finally, I wanted, because we closed 2021 and we are almost done with January 2022. And I think it's very important for us to kind of gather public opinion of experts in the field in terms of what they think are the key challenges and successes. So what we've done in December of 2021, FemTech Analytics team reached out to a number of founders and CEOs of FemTech companies, as well as founders and CEOs of FemTech nonprofit organizations. And we actually wanted to pick their brain on the subjects of key trends and all of that. And we came out with the following takeaways. So number one is that there were top 10 challenges named by the 86 respondents. Number one was insufficient investments, followed by customer acquisition, advertising bans and taboo, attracting and retaining talent, insufficient R&D funding, and a number of others. Further, in terms of prospects of growth, the vast majority of FemTech companies intended to increase their teams short term, meaning in the next 12 months. So that's a good sign. And in terms of opportunities in FemTech, number one was increasing brand recognition and awareness, followed by developing a new product, attracting skilled talent and experts, as well as accessing and implementing innovations. And to sum it up in terms of challenges and obstacles in FemTech, these are insufficient investments, customer acquisition, bans and taboo in advertisement. So with that, I don't want to take too much time. I welcome everyone to visit our website at www.femtech.health. This report is open access, and I encourage everyone to download it, reach out to ask any questions. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Kate, we had several questions come up during your presentation. The first one is, where does a medical device that can cure 1 billion incontinence fit within FemTech?
Well, I think female incontinence is a very important issue. The company that comes to mind, and again, we're not connected in any way, but our analytics team has done the analysis. Like, I believe that LV is the company that has this pod that exercises pelvic floor and can assist with incontinence. So, it's actually, this company is well funded and well known. So that is definitely an example. I agree with Terry, who said earlier that she believes that 2022 will be a year of FemTech, including female incontinence, whether it's a popular subject or not, right? So I think that there is a change of perception in terms of increased focus on female health. I cannot give any numbers exactly as in terms of like what will be the allocation, but definitely there are companies in that space, and female population globally is growing older, so that issue may become more prevalent. So I definitely see possibilities there and a growth.
Great, thank you. The next question, is there a need for one or several marketplaces in the FemTech space to bring companies closer to consumers? Or does FemTech have too many products to generalize in one place? I often experience that so many great products are underutilized because women do not know about them.
It's an excellent question. Well, I mentioned earlier that we only brought ourselves to FemTech place less than a year ago, and we're very excited about it because we think that the needs of female health are very underserved. So, and we want this segment to grow. So, our traditional approach in Deep Knowledge Group, when we enter the market, we really like to study that. So we have the, our definition of FemTech based on the, industry feedback, and we're trying to really learn as to who is who in the industry. Again, most of our reports are open access, and I think, in our opinion at least, it's a good gathering place to get yourself educated on the topic, and also achieve traction of ideas, and hopefully our webinars, which we've held a few since July of last year, with help with this traction. So I think the more the merrier. I think that FemTech needs to have more attention, more investors, and it's good to have at least several marketplaces, so to speak.
Thank you. We have more questions coming in for you. This next one is, does FemTech Analytics have any statistics on the number of male and female founders of FemTech ventures? Is it a gender balance number?
We do. I cannot quote the number from the top of my head, but I will ask our tech team to post it. It is disproportionate. I will say that. So there are more men there. But I don't want to be quoting numbers. We actually had one of our past webinars that touched upon this topic, and this is something that definitely needs to be addressed.
Thank you.